Mark, you are muted. I cannot hear you.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. So let's get going. The market is tanking, and I want to review a couple of stuff urgently. So, Wealth Wednesday, we're looking into stocks, opportunity with the 3-in-1 scanner, everybody. So, number one, SMCI came up with disappointing earning. It was number one on the scanner, but last week I told you to avoid it and to focus more into the Palantir, Tesla, Ethereum, and I didn't want Amazon because it's retail, right? So we are going to go one by one. But number one, let's look here at the market. The market is doing this typical cross, recross, retest lower high, and it's failing a little bit this morning. So I think we are going to play between this 5600 on the SPX to this 5250 on the SPX. They might come back here and then reshoot here. So the key question is, do we sell now, right? And get the hell out of everything that I bought 2 weeks ago, right? Or do we wait till July? So remember, there is the saying, sell in May, go away, which typically has been a wonderful 6 months pattern, May to September week in the market. And then September, October, November, we reach a low in the market and we start the cycle again until May. I have really good cost basis and a lot of stuff, guys, in the retirement portfolio. So it's going to be really a challenge here to make a decision, guys, because there's an intermediary month that I'm looking for everybody on the Wealth Wednesday, and the swing trading is July. I think I want to raise more cash by mid-July to the beginning of July, by the 10th of July. That will be my big strategy here is going to be this. So it's a May to July, looking for a low, buy that low, sell some, especially in the retirement account, because there's no tax implication, and raise again cash by July 10th or before. Because I'm afraid that the July, September, October, we finally have the consequences of the tariff in the jobs numbers. So what would that mean? Well, think about it. Right now, the tariff news has not really trickled down to the earning reports, right? So if it starts trickling down to the earning reports by July, May, June, we are going to start really having the market getting nervous between July and October, at which point the Feds, they got to bring that printing machine and lower those rates as low as possible to avoid a recession, because as soon as this thing shows up in the job numbers, game over. Like the Feds, their mandate is price stabilization and unemployment. But unemployment is their number one mandate, guys. Okay? So as soon as it's going to trickle, right, the tariffs are going to trickle in the supply chain, in companies, and it's going to affect the July report, the September, October report. This is where I expect the low, and it'll be a wonderful low to buy for the next 2 years, in my opinion. Because you cannot say, oh, a recession has triggered. I have news for you guys. If you open your eyes and your ears, the recession has been going on since 2022. We have been literally in a recession that they have been hiding for the past 3 years. So This is the game plan. I re-enter. I still have, I think I still have $60,000 in cash in the portfolio. But re-enter a lot of stuff because I got out of my SPXS, which leveraged more cash. What else? I sold some Palantir, which leveraged more cash. But guess what I bought? I bought more Google at the bottom 2 weeks ago. I bought AMD towards the 80, 89 area. I bought a lot of AMDs. I bought a little bit of Ethereum, so cheap right now. I re-enter a little bit of Palantir as well when it went back down to 75 and now it's 150. So this is a very, very, very solid game plan that I'm giving you for your Wealth Wednesday. Yeah. I'm not moving. I'm going to let the market retrace here, probably retrace to 18.4 on the NASDAQ, 18.6 on the NASDAQ, probably retrace here, possibly at 5,003, panicking people a little bit. But we're going to continue going up till July. July 10 or before, I want more cash. I want more cash from the retirement account where there is no tax consequences, and see from July to October how they are going to absorb the supply chain, the tariff issues on the earning reports, and especially as soon as it hits the unemployment, this is where the Feds are pressured to do something about it. Okay? Let's go over the long-term opportunity on the scanner. See what's what. And by the way, your likes, comments are always appreciated. Yesterday was a disappointing stream because even though for the first time on the stream I lost $500, I took 3 trades. Actually, the first trade was a winner. Then the second trade I didn't close out, and it was also a winner. There's a lot of gems there. I mean, like if you learn stuff on difficult days, not on easy days, right? Also, don't forget, no tools Thursday. I will be in business meetings today and tomorrow for my self-storage. I'm going downtown Atlanta, and I'll be on lockdown this afternoon. Actually, as soon as I'm done with class this morning, I will be on lockdown with my partners in downtown Atlanta today and tomorrow morning, discussing our self-storage investments. So SMCI is a no. Ethereum is a yes. AMD is a yes, but you're too late. Tesla is a yes. AT&T I have, Palantir I have, NVIDIA I have, Verizon I have. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Eliminate SMCI. You have 7 that you can make some research on. Verizon, NVIDIA, Palantir, AT&T, Tesla, AMD. I'm adding to my winners. Now, let's go to Palantir. So Palantir starts being expensive. Like you look at the NAV ratios, the PEG ratios, the price to earning ratio, like everything is frigging expensive on Palantir. Now, let's look at the long-term calculator target. The long-term calculator target on Palantir is going to be 141. So I suspect Palantir is going to blow up the previous high of 125, 141. The only reason at this point that I'm keeping, I think I have 200 shares, 260, almost 300 shares of Palantir. The only reason I have Palantir at this point is, do we get a split? Do we go here 135, 150, and we split 341? That's it. It's a good company with all the crazy world going on now with data mining and all this craziness. I want Palantir. But Do I want to overpay for Palantir, right? So what I've done is I had about 800 shares plus 200 shares on the retirement portfolio. I had 1,000 shares of Palantir. Now at this point, we have, I think, 200 or 300 on the retirement portfolio. And I have, I think, 100 to the small company thing there. 100 of, I don't even know. I'll tell you, or 60 shares or something like that. 60 shares of Palantir. 60 shares of Palantir. As a matter of fact, you can see the little portfolio right there. I don't mind showing it publicly. Can you see good, Travis? This stuff?
No.
Like this, you
Very
should.
small.
Like this, you should. Yeah, it's very clear. I see it on my screen. You guys should see it. So just to give you an idea on the smaller retirement portfolio, there's Tesla, Palantir, NVIDIA, Google, AMD. Now, the problem is I don't know how the chips will be affected. You know, I don't know how the chips will be affected. And that's the problem with the tariff that I have right now. Is how will those chippy be affected? So Palantir, that's my base case scenario. The 140, 150, and the split. Let's go to the next one. We're going to go to Google. I'll do all the stuff I have in my portfolio, and then I'll call it a morning because I need to go to the private group. Guys, don't forget, I'll be back next week at this point. I will not have the tools Thursday on Power Indicator tomorrow because of those business meetings in Atlanta. So, we don't need the Power Indicator yet. Here, Google. So Google cross retest again this morning. We have a huge problem at the 175 area there on Google, on the double institutional rate dash. If we get lucky and we slam Google at 130, which I don't think we will, but if we do, if we slam reject 175 go, I would add a lot of Google. My price target on Google is 225. 225 at the end of the cycle within the next 3 years. All right. Next, we're going to go on AMD. By the way, don't forget what I told you last week. And I gave 2 weeks ago, for the past 2 weeks, I gave you a really solid game plan. I told you, if you are hesitant buying those stuff right now, you're a little afraid, at least while the VIX was high in the 30s there, you should have sold the dip out of the money put. Like you're not comfortable buying Google here at 160, so sell the 140, 130 put on Google. So if it goes down, guess what? You get the stock, plus you get a cost reduction from the put. If it goes up, you don't get the asset, but you get the income. So no matter what, you win. Goes up, you make the put income. Goes down, you have the cost reduction on the stock from your dip out of the money put trifecta play. So no matter what, you win doing this. If you listen to that, I told you 20 times, there's a guy in our room that does it. That's all he does. All he does. Issa Mosher, $250,000 in income last year doing just that. Selling dip out of the money put, acquiring portfolios like this of asset. That's all he does. He plays golf all day long. He travels all day long. He's one of the best heart surgery from Chicago that has been retired. That's all he does, guys. Travel and golf and make over $250,000 selling dip out of the money put. So when you add this VIX here at 20, well, now it's 26, but in the 30s for the past 2 weeks, I told you the safe play is sell the dip out of the money put. Because the guy makes $250,000 doing nothing. He doesn't do the prop firm. He doesn't watch the market like we do all day long. He just make $250,000 selling the deep out of the money put, guys. So I'm going to take the scanner away and let's focus just on the charts. Next, AMD. Same idea. I would sell the deep out of the money put on AMD at the 70.75, simply as last week. AMD is not restructuring properly. I need to have a 112 break, 109, sorry, break. It's not happening yet. So because it's not happening, we're still selling 70 to 75 deep out of the money put on AMD. And as we take resistance 100, support 90, next support 78. We keep on accumulating the asset on AMD, but we also take advantage of the premium hack. Premiums are generous right now, where you can sell the January, the September 65, 70, 75 put on AMD. Last but not least, I will do NVIDIA, NVDA, and we will call it a day. So on NVIDIA, guys, I don't like this lower high, lower lows. I don't like the short-term trend, net seller, net seller, net seller. I don't like the long-term trend shifting from up to down. So same idea. To enter the NVIDIA properly, I'm going to continue selling the 80, 85, what is this, 70? Same idea as AMD, 75, 80, 85, put deep out of the money for income, right? And to be very, very careful here, slamming at the 110, because we could easily come back very, very quick to the 195 area on NVIDIA, selling here the put, selling the put here, and selling the put around the head if this ends up being an inverse head and shoulder on the weekly chart on NVIDIA. So that gives you income play, that gives you asset play. It's like the trifecta using the house. Sorry, my phone is calling because those guys are waiting for me to get a time frame at what time I will come to the meeting this afternoon. I'm going to meet partners in downtown Atlanta. That's why I cannot do the Tool Thursday tomorrow, because we own self-storage. We own 3 self-storages. We need to review all our documents this afternoon and tomorrow morning. So one more thing, guys. What could be the strategy? Do we sell everything now? Since I started buying back even more stuff 2 weeks ago and adding to my cost basis from 2022, 2023, do we wait? So if you came late to the stream, I'm going to give you the recap because I need to go to the VIP group trading the prop firms and trading live NQ and MNQ right now. But here's what I think. We are going to have a bumpy lower high, higher low. You can look at it on the 4-hour chart that showed you we have a fish pattern. Eventually, we are going to have a fake break up to July 10. Okay? Then what's going to happen is from July 10 to October, we are going to start seeing bad reports on the unemployment report. The things are going to trickle on the supply chain about the tariff. People have less jobs. People have less activity going on with the tariff. This is where we are going to finally see the impact of the tariff on the economy. That will force the Feds September, October to decrease rates aggressively, like boom, the printing machine. Ding, 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 ding. Why? Because number one, Trump doesn't want to lose the midterms. So President Trump is not a freaking idiot. He's going to pressure. Boom, impact shows up in the economical report and the job report. Bang, pressure on the Fed. Bang, the economical printing machine comes back. the rates comes back as close to zero as possible. Roaring 20s, stock market goes up like crazy for a year or two, and this is where you need to sell. Like if this market comes back like this, higher high, sell, 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 10%, 10%, 10%. Huh? Because I don't want to hold the bag 2027, 2028, 2029. And then I'm going to put everything into other assets and focus on the prop firms. This is why right now I'm building the 2040 accounts with the copier on the prop firm and mastering that, because I want to make $300,000 plus every year on the prop firm. I cannot guarantee what I do every day. I cannot guarantee every week. Cannot guarantee every month, but over a period of the 1 year, I would like to make over $300,000 a year on prop firm using the prop firm money, right? And I want to preserve all this portfolio. I love you all. I hope it was helpful. It's Wealth Wednesday. It's short. It's sweet. It's super important. Don't miss them. You think it's trivial. You think it's crap. You do what you want. But I'm managing almost $2 million of assets right now between my retirement portfolio, between my prop firm assets, and my options asset. I love you all, everybody. I will see you next Tuesday. I am going to the VIP room, and you guys have a great week. Be very careful. Lower high, higher low. Fish, very choppy now at the open with the gap down. Love you all. Preserve, preserve, preserve. But come July the 10th, I want to raise cash in my retirement accounts, so that if July the 10th to October the 10th, some outlier event happens and everything goes to crap, I have one more chance. I did in 2022, 2023. I did 2 weeks ago. One more chance to load the bag. And then as everybody is going to buy, and we'll see in the news, new all-time high, hopefully like December, right? Then out 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%. And I chunk it down 20%, 20%. Palantir splits, I might even chunk a third of the split. Chunk it down, chunk it down, chunk it down. The key problem right now with this huge inflation is, where do we park the money? This is why everybody is chasing those cryptos, those Palantir, because it's where do we put the money? Love you all. Your likes, comments are appreciated. If you want more of that every week, 8:45 a.m. max. I prefer starting between 8 and 8:30. So slowly but surely, we will make it sooner and sooner. You take care, everybody. You have a great day, and I'll see you next Tuesday.